You're assuming I even have one of those. I've seen programs on TV where people are panelly and funny, so I'm expecting that without the cameras. That's about the size of it. I expect everybody else to be funny. Isn't that their job? I'm just there to be kind of, with another different name this week as a special guest. He doesn't have to be funny. Do I? What makes me laugh? Funny thing about that, and this is a terrible thing to say on a night like this, but remember once I went to see Billy Connolly at the Olympia? I think I was the only person not laughing. Let me finish. I can be as laughable and as laughed at and as laugh with and as laugh everything else as the next person. Usually if it's somebody in a pub going to the loo and they trip up and fall, that kind of thing. When I go to something where somebody stands on a stage, I like to see some acting, or I like to see, say, a movie on a big screen, I like to see a football match, or I like to see a band playing, pint in one hand or whatever, I'm watching a band. I'm not very good going to stand-up comedy. It's like, okay, pay my money, make me laugh. Doesn't work for me. It's just not my thing really. I never totally got this whole thing. Like I was doing a program on Channel 4 in the early 90s, music, and then at some stage they just got to change it next year, so we got a stand-up comedian to be the co-presenter with me, because stand-up comedy was the new rock and roll. Now I know you've been at it for 1,000 years, so it's a different thing, but I was just thinking that's a mistake, and frankly I thought it was a mistake. Actually, funny thing is, I must tell you about that guy. He went on to be the 4th most famous chat show host in America, standing Craig Ferguson, and he was crap doing the programme we were doing. He was awful, but an amazing thing that I thought was really funny, just I don't know why I'm telling you this is a really good bit. Tuesday afternoons we'd stop doing everything, stop recording everything, because we had to watch the racing on the television, because the 3:45 at Kempton Park, his wife was a jockey. Now he mightn't have that in his Wikipedia at the moment, nor the fact that he was trying to give up the drink and get a terrible time with it, because he's now very famous as a chat show host in America. But Craig was a bit of a lad, and frankly he was the wrong person for the job, because he didn't know about rock and roll. In the same way as I'd be the wrong person for the job to do stand-up. So that's my answer. I'm not very good at the old funny side of things. Oh, here's another one, hold on, wait a minute. Normally, I've got to answer this, hold on. Normally, everything that happens in your life happens at a certain age, and then after about, say, 35 or 36, it's just a kind of a thing that's happened before. Funniest and best thing I've ever seen in my entire life in terms of a television programme, the #1 programme. I was actually quite old when it happened, and yes, I fell into the trap thinking it was a documentary for the first 5 minutes. The Office, greatest programme I've ever seen on TV. So, it's very hard to answer that question, but I'm not a great person to go to stand-up comedy, so that doesn't necessarily make me laugh. You're assuming it's a guilty sitcom box set pleasure. No, it's a movie all the time. Always a movie. If I really had to go for a thing, I'd just put on the television. If I'd stop and see one of those things with Dara Breen doing his thing or so-and-so doing that, I'd watch it. I'd watch the Apollo or whatever. But I'd, like, you know, it's not kind of required viewing in my brain. I know Al Porter. That's the only person I know who's even, I don't know, oh, Sean Hughes. Yeah, I know Sean. I used to do Finsbury Park, what do you call it? Whatever, the Fla in Finsbury Park for about 5 or 6 years every year, and he did it then the year after me or something, and he was there 1 year with me. And I met him a bunch of times with you, I met him around, you know, but I haven't seen him for years. I saw him tonight, I saw him outside. Hasn't changed very much. For some reason I associate him with the Pogues, but I don't know why. Maybe the same era. Oh, Andrew Maxwell, yes, I know Andrew Maxwell very well, don't I? Sorry, it's like, there's a lot of people who work for record companies at the moment, and to me, they're all one person. Like, is that Sharon, or is it Mary, or is it Janice, whatever? And it's the same with a lot of blokes as well, and a lot of stand-up comedians. So which one, if you showed me 6 pictures now, which one's Andrew Maxwell? I wouldn't necessarily say I'd get it right. I know Al because he works 2FM, I know a bunch of others, but I don't necessarily know Andrew Maxwell. Is that a bad thing?